For those who don't know me, I'm Roberto Silva, the general manager for the Austin Bold FC. I'm going to try to do my Spanish now a little bit. So, buenos días. Bienvenidos acá en el Circuito de las Américas para la ceremonia de construcción de lo estadio para el equipo profesional de fútbol Austin Bold FC. Yo soy Roberto Silva, lo gerente general de lo equipo. This is an important moment for all of us, I think for the city of Austin. It's our first ever soccer-specific soccer stadium in Austin. And we're very glad to be able to do this with private money and a private land. And we all know how important it is for this community, how we embrace projects that are funded that way. So we're very glad with that. We have worked very hard to put this together, and it's clear for us that this is paying off, all the hard work that we did. We are getting ready for an amazing season that kicks off on next spring in 2019, so we're less than 6 months away. We're going to talk a little bit again today about some of the players, some of the structure that we're putting out here, but it is happening. It is happening. I don't think anybody at this moment can doubt that we're going to have a very strong team with very strong support from the community on the coming year. A good example of that is, like I said, the players that we were able to bring together. When we started this process, first thing was hiring the head coach, and we went out there and I was already sure that we had the right person at that moment. Now that we've been working together for the last few months, and I can say with a lot of certainty that was a right thing to do to hire Marcelo. And again, I want a round of applause for Marcelo for all his work and dedication on this project. Thank you, Marcelo. So when we started the process with Marcelo, the first thing was I had my desired list of players, and he had his desired list of players, and there was one name that came together, and we announced him with the team name a few months ago, and an amazing guy, that's the Gladiator, right? Kleber, the Gladiator. And that was already a big name for us. When we thought that we had Kleber, we said, okay, we're good to go now. Now it's going to be easy for us. We're going to, bring other players. But I got to tell you, I never imagined at that moment, a few months ago, that we would be able to be sitting today with this list of players that we already signed. And unfortunately, I can't talk about some other names that are on the list, but we're very excited. Players like Edson Braithwaite, that played the final of the World Cup in 2010. Players like Marcelo Zaragoza, 10 years playing in MLS, 3 Open Cups, 1 MLS Cup. Promise Isaac, silver medal on the Olympic Games, Nigerian playing against Argentina on the final with Lionel Messi on the other side. And a few months ago, not a few months ago, less than that, a few weeks ago, we were able to announce another big name. And it's the first time I'm talking in public about him, so I'll talk a little bit more about Conca. Dario Conca is an Argentinian guy that 5 years ago, he was the third highest salary on the soccer road. He was only behind Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. And this guy is here 4 or 5 years later, gonna be here playing on our backyard, playing on our field. It's just amazing. The first day that I talked to Marcelo about Conca, I went to Marcelo and asked, Marcelo, what about Conca? Would you like Conca? His answer was, who wouldn't want Conca? Tell me, who's not going to want him? And we went out there and we got him. And so we're very glad to have all those experienced players. But it's not just about the experienced players that we live with. We also need that young talent and young people to help and support us. And we got already some very good talent, young talents. We got Faris, who played all his life with the U.S. national team from the under 13, 15, 17, and at one moment he has double citizenship. The Saudi Arabian senior national team called him up. So it's a guy, so another one, although young, with great experience and great recognition internationally. We got Valery, played all his life with the youth system on the national teams of Russia. So also we got somebody, the kid is 22 years old and today plays on the under 23 team, national team of Russia. We got Sean McFarlane, and then we got our local kid. We announced the last time on our last conference, Julian Gaines, local kid, Round Rock, and thanks to the board, we were able to hold this kid to play here on his backyard and finish high school with his family. If we wouldn't have the board to host him starting next year, he would have signed beginning of this year with a team outside of Austin. He actually had already a proposal and was about to sign that. So we're very glad to have those kind of players. Again, and then we're excited with all this international, and there was something that me and Marcelo and the ownership group, Bobby, wanted, and we discussed this a lot. We need a little bit of that Mexican presence on this team, right? Okay, we are very international at this moment, but we need that presence. And I gotta say, it's very hard to compete with the Mexican league. It's a very strong league, very strong ownership groups also. But thanks for our ownership group that was able to support us and invest on bringing this guy, we're going to be able to announce today our first Mexican player. But it's not just any Mexican player, again. It's somebody that played for several years with Chivas Guadalajara. He also played with Toluca, Necaxa, and Cruz Azul. So I would say from the top 6, 7 teams in the league, the guy played on 4 of them. So it is, I'm sure that he's going to represent well all the Hispanic community. I think we're going to have a good time together. He's been here with us for the last few days, getting to know the city, and I'm very proud to present to you Javier Baez.
Buenos días. Muchas gracias por su presencia. Quiero empezar agradeciendo a Bobby Stein, a Marcelo Serrano, a Roberto Silva, por la confianza que presentan en mí en poder venir a Austin Bold. Es un proyecto bastante bonito que realmente, como lo mencionó, en una semana prácticamente las negociaciones se hicieron de la mejor manera. ¿Qué fue lo que me gustó? El proyecto es bastante ambicioso. Mi familia, junto conmigo, estamos muy contentos por esta oportunidad de poder representar a esta institución. Algo de lo que nos ha gustado bastante es el trato de todas las personas, la ciudad en especial, y ser parte de este proyecto para poderme relacionar con la gente hispana, que se puedan identificar con el equipo y poder lograr bastantes cosas importantes. Creo que estoy muy emocionado por el estadio, que nunca había visto que pudiera realizarse en el circuito de Fórmula 1, es algo bastante emocionante y bueno, ya quisiéramos empezar y hacerlo de la mejor manera. Vengo muy comprometido a poder realizar lo mejor de mí para ayudar al equipo y para lograr los objetivos. Muchas gracias.
If I could have Bobby up here. Bobby. We always talk about when we're trying to hire the players, there's always something that we discuss is who is the person behind the player, you know, and that's been something very important for this team. We want good people before we want good players, and that's a selfish way to see it because I know we're going to have a better team if we have better people. So Javi fits to that, and again, he's been with us for the last few days, and him and his wife, and I really appreciate and thank you guys on trusting us on your life on the next few years. Important to say that we have a 3-year deal with Javi, which again is something very uncommon on a USL level. It's getting more and more long-term, creating long-term deals, and Javi is going to be with us for 3 years. So really creating the opportunity to create long-term relationship with the city and the community, and I think that's a special thing. We want fans and players to have a great experience. So anything that we can do to make that experience better, we are going to be doing. And I got to say, the stadium that we're presenting today, the stadium that we're starting to build this afternoon, actually, it's much better than I could ever think about when we started this project. And every time, every meeting that we had with Brian Michigan, with Bobby, with the construction company, it always came up on saying, well, we have this option and this option, and it was always what's better for either the player or the fans. And we were always chosen to go on that path, and I think we're going to deliver, like I said, a very good stadium for the fans and a very good facility for the players with a world-class pitch. We're changing the whole pitch to a higher and a better, a worldwide class soccer pitch. And I think that's also helping us to recruit those players, those good players that we just talked about.
I also want to thank the Coach Marcelo and the players for taking the chance at a new venture like this. And we are going to make a strong commitment to making a winning team for Austin and our community, and putting a really good, entertaining product on the field. And the stadium itself is not a new vision for the plaza and for the venue. When Juan Miro and I met and laid out the pond to the tower and talked about the amphitheater, we did it on a soccer field. And we played together on a team, and we said we need to leave room for a soccer stadium and for a field. And so this is not an afterthought. This is something that we planned long ago and started pursuing, and always had this as part of the dream and the vision for COTA. It's a sport I really love. It's a sport that I think the community is ready to embrace, and we're going to give it a fair chance here. You know, we started pursuing this dream of the specific team and working with the USL as they moved up to Division II and expanded to 30-something teams and have really grown their league. We started pursuing this almost more than 3 years ago. And Roberto, you really guided us through that process and led us that whole way, and I'm glad it's a reality. You know, it's really come together, and it's thanks to you and your effort. And to everybody at COTA who's supported this, and the entire staff, including Brian Michigan, who's worked to build this and make it possible. It's fantastic. You guys have done a fantastic job here. Roberto touched a little bit about the pitch, and we do have two focuses we talked about. One is the fan experience, and one is from the physical plant. And I think we've made a wonderful decision on how we're going to go about this and make a stadium that it's cozy and it creates an atmosphere and gets the fans close to the field and close to the action. But we also wanted it to surround the entire pitch and contiguous, so that we could create that energy and that buzz and that excitement of not just of really what we think a good football. A good soccer stadium should be like. And we modeled some of it after some of the European stadiums, some of the South American stadiums that you might see as sort of the classic designs. And we provide a lot of shade. Even though our games are scheduled to be in the evenings, want to be prepared for anything, and over half the seats have great shade. 100% of them have great views. And interestingly enough, when we talk about the commitment to the fan and the fan experience, we looked at whether we're doing bleachers or are we going to do seats, and we went all out with this. And every seat has its own has a back. It's an individual seat. It's not benches and bleachers. Come on up. I got an additional assistant here. But we take advantage of the assets that are already available to us. I mean, you have a terrific entrance. You've got concession stands and restrooms that are permanent and built in. And we wanted to do something unique also, which is leave a corner of the field open to the park structures that are here with the trees and the picnic tables, and let it really be an area that people can feel some of, I think, an unusual experience, but also a special one. Some seats that people are going to rush to get to, I think, when the gates open. But the other things about that are important to us is that we are a part of the community and a part of the local community. I think we have an incredible, often underappreciated workforce in Southeast Austin who make an incredible effort, a terrific effort to give our visitors and our guests a great experience. And I salute those people, and I think when the fans come out and experience that, and the work ethic and the ability and the attitude of the local community, I think as Superintendent Cook will tell you, it's a wonderful group, and we're proud to have them as a part of our organizations. So another thing is we wanted to focus on this being an incredible product on the field, but also affordable for families. And I think we've found a great balance of that for the families. For our side, we might be a little bit over budget, but but we are signing a great team, and I think we'll do okay. I think, as Roberto touched on, we think being part of the community means a lot of things, and includes we pay property taxes here that go to support a lot of efforts, including the Del Valley School District and Austin Community College, and I think we want to be good friends to the community and good stewards to what we can to the city where we live. And I'd even point out today, as you might see in the in Lot A, we've got a local water crisis, as everyone here is aware of, and we have an Travis County Emergency Distribution Center for water for those that need it in the community. And I think we try and do a lot. We really try and do a lot out at CODA that often gets unrecognized or overlooked. And a lot of the people in the back of the room, in the back half of the room who are standing back there, could shake their heads yes, because they know all the work that they do to make CODA successful, but also be a good part of the community. And I thank all of you guys for what you do and for the support you give me in all my pursuits. I think that's really it. I probably talked a bit much. Yeah, we're going to go dig up some dirt, mess up some shoes, as if this didn't happen already over the last week. Javier thinks it. We told him, you got to move to Austin because it's beautiful. It never rains. It's just great. But the field will be terrific. So.
I was like, my one teal dress. All right. Are you ready? Yeah. Okay, everybody in. 1, 2, 3.
Perfect. Okay. Perfect. Are we done? Yeah.
We're done. Is that it?
Thanks for coming.